Walking back into the ballroom, the throng of wedding guests had dispersed to their guest rooms, replaced by chairs and tables neatly set out on the dance floor. Preparations for the wedding were gathering speed like a boulder rolling down a mountainside, and I felt like I was smack in the middle of its path. The lady stood there with a face like a dribbling teapot. She exuded all the warmth of a cup of English tea that had been left out for a week. Good evening, Mrs. Craddock.
Chairs at the far end, tables on the left. Oh, it's you again.
Where have all the guests gone?
To their rooms to get ready. Here I am tidying up after the waltz while they just waltz away.
How long until the wedding begins?
Just a few hours. Oh, good gracious, a few hours. And there's still so much to do. I'm sorry, but I can't stand around chitter-chatting. There is much work to be done.
You seem a little stressed.
Correct. And with all due respect, and I'm sure we can both agree much respect isn't due at all, talking to you only makes it worse.
You need to find a way to relax, Mrs. Craddock.
I don't think people realize how this job takes a toll on one's health. My doctor told me I need to rethink my diet, so I've decided to go more continental, by which I mean a glass and a half of wine with each meal and polishing off the bottle before bedtime. A la Francais.
Where's the wedding cake gone?
I had to hide it.
Hide it? Why?
Somebody had already helped themselves to a slice of cake. And I bet I know exactly who it was, Mr. McCallan.
Oh, really?
That horrible pock boy. The knave with his hand on the tarts. Perhaps the Queen of Hearts had good reason for her framework of justice.
I heard you didn't send a wedding invitation to Captain Moot.
Well, of course he didn't receive an invitation. He was dismissed from his employment weeks before the wedding for crashing the flagship of the Belmore fleet.
He's very upset about it. Don't years of service outweigh one accident?
Accident? I suppose you never learned exactly why he crashed the ship, did you?
Actually, no, I didn't.
We discovered that Captain Moot used to invite ladies up to the bridge after hours. Dozens of ladies over the years. He'd take them on moonlit cruises around the island and, goodness gracious me, paint them with no clothes on. Draped over the ship's wheel, stretched out in the rigging, dangling from the anchor. Apparently, he must have gotten a bit too carried away with his brushstrokes on the final painting, because he didn't see the rocks the ship crashed into.
Ah, that would certainly be distracting.
Indeed.
I'll leave you to get on with your work.
How thankful I am for life's little blessings.
A grand table had been set up for the wedding that night. The table was too large for one person to move. A decorative chalkboard stood by the door. The chalkboard was blank, presumably waiting a decorative welcome for the infernal marriage of an evil phantom to his cursed bride. The pianist looked like he could play the piano with his eyes closed, mainly because he was playing the piano with his eyes closed. I didn't have anything to talk to him about. The gardener's hunched frame and soil-stained overalls made him look like a gnome that had wandered out of a storybook. He appeared more comfortable with the company of plants than people. What a relief for the people. A well-used shovel was sticking out of a freshly dug hole. It had seemingly been used to dig up the thorns I'd killed. Terracotta pots dotted the conservatory, each one cracked and crumbling in a different way. The fountain dominated the room like the queen on a chessboard, but this queen had been dethroned decades ago. Do you mind if I borrow this shovel?
Oh, go right ahead. I already dug up those naughty thorns. It's funny, even when things are dead, they can still cause trouble. Just look at us ghosts.
I had nothing else to say to the gardener. I couldn't see anything alive in the plant pot, despite the gardener's best efforts. As I descended back into the cellar, the lack of mechanical noise quickly revealed that the barrel lift was no longer working. Looking at the fuse box, it was clear to see why the barrel lift no longer moved. The fuse had blown, taking the small glass cover with it. With questionable regard for my own safety, I pulled the damaged fuse from its socket. Knowing the erratic surges of electricity that must have been flowing through the wire into the barrel lift, I decided it was wiser not to do any more rewiring. I took the chamber pot back off the machine. The wine racks were largely bare. What few bottles remained were cracked and empty. I considered looking through the boxes, but doubted my immediate situation needed a set of matching crockery or monogrammed dish towels. The box was filled with assorted fireworks. No expense was being spared on the wedding after-party. Now that the cellar was drying out, its once flooded flagstones had quickly been filled with a chaotic assortment of wedding trinkets and matrimonial necessities required for the impending celebrations. I considered looking through the boxes, but doubted my immediate situation needed a set of matching crockery or monogrammed dish towels. I took one of the fireworks. The logo on the side revealed that it was called the Whizzer. I'd known a boy in elementary school with the same nickname. It was a hand truck, used for shuffling the barrels around the cellar. There was nothing large that I needed to move. I didn't need to cut that. The cellar was lined with barrel after barrel. The Belmores must have known how to party. That wasn't going to work. That didn't work. I had already taken the last of the rum. It was a wooden cabinet covered in small drawers used to find specific books throughout the vast library. I didn't need to search for a book right now. I already felt like I was in one. It was the cotton flag that Crab, the ferryman, had given me, embroidered with his company logo. The instructions on the fireworks said that it needed to be placed into a launching tube before igniting it. That wasn't going to work. I needed to think of something else. I didn't need to blow on that. The door was locked. The trunk was empty. A heavy trunk sat in the corner of the corridor. It was empty.
Then we take over the monkey bars and rename it Fort Mallory.
Ah, look who's back.
Hey, leave that alone. I'm drinking it.
I thought you didn't like it.
Maybe it's an acquired taste.
That wasn't going to work. Nope.